I'm Matt Towery for Insider, the Internet News Agency, and the Southern Political Report with the very first poll numbers in southern states after Florida's results this past Tuesday. They are in Georgia, which is a delegate-rich state for both the Democrats and the Republicans, and also Tennessee, another delegate-rich state. Let's talk about the Republicans and Democrats in Georgia first. On the Republican side in Georgia, John McCain has the lead with 35% versus 24% for Huckabee and 24% for Mitt Romney. That is with a margin of error of plus or minus 5.5%. The survey was conducted last night. Let me explain. There's a pattern that's developing in all of these numbers that I'm seeing from both Georgia and Tennessee on the Republican side. Here's what it is. Among 65 and older, that critical group that votes very heavy, 43% McCain, 18% for Huckabee, about 30% for Romney. So what we're seeing is a big edge among older voters and then among younger voters as well. They're really tied up. For example, the 30 to 44 category, both in Tennessee and Georgia, McCain leads. In Georgia by a narrow margin, 32% to 30%. But when you get to very young voters, McCain has a substantial lead, 51%. Now, of course, we discount the younger voters in some of these other states, particularly the Republican side, where there's not as big of a turnout. So don't think that because we have 50% for 18 to 29, that somehow skews the poll. It really doesn't, because we've weighted these other groups much higher. They turn out higher in an election. And on the Democratic side, there's good news for Barack Obama in Georgia and good news for Hillary Clinton in Tennessee. In Georgia, where you have a minority vote in the Democratic primary approaching 45+%, 40 to 45%, and perhaps more this time, Barack Obama leads Hillary Clinton substantially, 52% to 36%. Why is that the case? Two things. Among African Americans, 73% say they're going for Obama. Clinton's holding about 20%. And more importantly, among whites, 33% of whites in Georgia say they're going for Hillary Clinton. If that holds, she'll pick up he will pick up a substantial part of Georgia. But remember, Georgia does apportion, and so there will be a move to try to get delegates in certain areas for Clinton and try to make progress regardless. Now, let's talk about Tennessee for a moment. On the Republican side, McCain, 33%, and it's 25% for Huckabee. Romney is in third place with 18%. I want to make this point as well. Who is killing Romney right now? It's not Romney. It's not McCain. It's Huckabee. He's drawing a huge amount of that conservative vote away from Mitt Romney. It was the same thing that we talked about with John Edwards being in the race. And let me give you the example of what happens when John Edwards isn't in the race in a state that doesn't have an African American vote that approaches anywhere near Georgia's of 40+%. In Tennessee, 59% of all Democrats say they're going to vote for Hillary Clinton, while only 25% say they're going for Barack Obama. That means that overwhelmingly, having whites who are going by about 64% for Hillary Clinton, that means that because of John Edwards not being in the race, Hillary Clinton is able to, instead of splitting that white vote, which she was substantially getting a portion of, and Edwards was getting a portion of, it now goes over to Hillary Clinton. This is representative of a trend that I think we're going to see as we move further west and out of the deep, deep South, and that is in many of the big primary states. Clinton is showing a lead on the Real Clear Politics reports in virtually every single state right now, including Massachusetts, and she holds on to a fairly tenuous lead, but nevertheless a lead in California. Finally, on the Republican side, in Tennessee, what's going on there? Same pattern that we saw in Georgia. Very clear lead among seniors, 46% to a 20% split for Huckabee and Romney. And of course, those younger voters, they're sort of twisting in the wind in different directions, but among those key areas of the 30 to 44, again, 27% for McCain, Huckabee in second place with 17%. 11% goes to Romney. It looks right now that unless something really changes in these races, we're beginning to see the nomination shape up. Hillary Clinton is on her way to making major progress in many states. And if this holds, Hillary Clinton will do well, probably in Tennessee, not so well in Georgia, but won't need Georgia. She will be looking strong in other states. And at the same time, Tennessee will probably go for McCain as well as for Clinton. Tennessee will probably be a good indication of how the nomination goes. So With that, we'll continue to break these down. We'll poll in these states and others. We have other states coming up tomorrow. But for right now, I'm Matt Towery for InsiderAdvantage, the Internet News Agency and Southern Political Report. Have a great day.